Hey, what's up? I'm Travis.
This is Coley.
And we're from We the Kings, and you're watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I would like to welcome you to our interview with We the Kings. Hello.
Hey!
What's up?
I was saying hey to you, camera, but I meant to say hey to you. Hi.
Hey to you too. Hey to everybody, viewing.
Yeah, hi.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for coming on our home on wheels, if you will.
I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you.
So it's a very exciting time because we are celebrating the 10-year anniversary of your debut self-titled record.
Yes, and AKA that's just really like celebrating the fact that we are much older than when we started. So it's like, it's just giving it a name, like, oh, 10-year anniversary. Really just makes us feel really old, but that's what we're calling it.
Well, speaking to the older things, when you think back to putting that record together, what are some of the first memories that come to mind?
Oh man, I mean, we've all changed so much within the past 10 years, but I remember probably for everybody, our first songs, first albums that we ever did were probably really like nerve-wracking. We had no idea what we were doing. I remember the first time stepping into like a real studio, and there was like a board with like all these buttons, and I just wanted to start pressing all these buttons that I didn't know what they did, because I was like, oh my god, we're in a studio. But it's really, it feels special, you know, when you, for the first time as a band, just playing in garages for your friends, hoping that the police don't come and kick you out, to go from that to playing in a studio and recording it and hearing yourself back. It's really, really special. And then you kind of see like a little bit of like the finish line when the record's getting ready to come out, and you're like, oh my god, like we might have like fans that listen to our music. And it, you know, even tonight, with the first 8 or 9 shows of the tour, everything's been sold out, which is so incredible. That, and we're only playing our first album in its entirety. Plus, we might do an encore. We've done an encore every night. So it's not even
tonight.
It's almost
so maybe
like
we'll definitely
set.
do it. But we, you know, when we play the songs, it's kind of a nostalgic thing for us too. We kind of remember certain things about every song that made them special to us when we were doing them.
You before said how it's going to be a party and could quite possibly be some of the best and most fun shows that you have ever played. So is it totally living up to that expectation?
I actually feel that I was paraphrasing some of the fans. Like, before the tour even happened, I feel like I was psychologically paraphrasing from the fans that we've talked to after the shows. So everybody that hang around and just want to meet us afterwards are always like, this is, I've seen you guys 18, 19 times, whatever it is, 4 times, first time. You guys were incredible, and you keep getting better, and tonight was just so much more special than anything I've ever seen before. And that's really, really awesome for us to hear, because we're away from our family and our friends and everybody that we know back home. So to be able to come out here and to be surrounded around people that make us feel like we're home and make us feel like we're loved is actually pretty awesome. All we're looking for is love.
And to have the validation and know 10 years into this, like, everything is paying off.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like I feel like we're always like yearning for validation, but it's when we just play up there on stage and don't even think about like what people think about us. We end up playing amazing shows, and it really shows that we're just doing it for the love of music. And I think that's the sentiment that our show gives off, which is probably new for We the Kings. Like, hey, let's just let it all go and just do whatever we want to do.
It's fun that way.
Yeah.
It keeps it exciting.
And every show's different. So it's not like, you know, a cut and paste version of every single night. You know, we change everything. We call it audible. It's like a football term, but anytime that I get up there and I start a song that wasn't the next song in the set list, instead of me changing and going backwards, I just tell the rest of the band, like, yeah, I'm into this. We're all going to play this song now. And they're just like, I'm so confused.
I guess we're doing
I have to grab this guitar. Give me a minute. So, yeah, it keeps everything fresh, and not only for us, but I think it's fresh for the fans.
Seeing that things have been fairly nostalgic for you guys, are there any tracks revisiting them from the debut now? You're like, oh, I forgot about this one, or I'm so happy to finally be playing this live.
Each show, there's like a different song that really connects with that specific crowd. So every night we have no idea what that song's going to be. But for us, it was definitely a song called All Again For You. We've always wanted to play it. The lyric content isn't anything like super special. It's just about me and my very first girlfriend. We couldn't hook up at her house because her dad was like the craziest mean-looking guy ever, and had this. He never wore a shirt. This is getting off topic, but he never.
Oh, I like the story.
Okay, he never wore a shirt, and he had this like huge field of like it looked like forest, and he was really tall, so I was like eye level just to like this forest.
It kept you out
so,
of the house.
Yeah, it did. He was terrifying, but I didn't want to hook up at her house because I was always afraid that the chest hair would walk in and be like, I know we get tangled. So we would just go down to this beach and we would hook up in my car, and that's what the whole song's kind of about. And it's weird when you write something like that and then put it out. You're really not sure like who's going to connect with what, but I guess there's a lot of people that are We the Kings fans that can connect with a huge hairy chest that they're terrified of. That's so weird. Yes, we love our first album.
That's the conclusion after that
that's,
story.
That's where I'm going to end that
Big
story.
old hairy chest.
Yeah.
You told fans that you sent foreheads, babies, gerbils, and hairless cats on this tour. So what have been some of the weirder things that you have signed in the past?
Some of the weirder ones consist of voodoo dolls.
Okay.
We were in New Orleans and we got voodoo dolls, and we weren't really sure what to do with them. So we weren't sure if we threw them out, if that would be like bad juju or something with us. But at the same time, like, we didn't want to keep them because they were so eerie, and everybody that walked on the bus, they were like, "Are those voodoo dolls?" And then they would want to touch them, or just like, "Ugh." I think we just gave them to our tour manager on one of the days, and we were like, "Don't let us know what you do with them," but we never want to see them again. And it was weird. It was like 2 weeks of us being like really weirded out. We've gotten a lot of.
There's things you have to check people on. Like, we'll ask you to sign the back of their driver's license. You're like, first of all, I don't want to sign the back of your driver's license, and you don't want me signing the back of your driver's license.
Right. There's all with as weird as it gets. It also. Oh, we signed a saline boob once.
Yeah.
Not like a fake boob on a human being. It was out.
Okay.
And she was saying that she was going to get it placed in, and it was one of those things where we were like, this permanent marker has so many foreign objects that are not supposed to go inside your body, and you're wanting us to sign something. I was like, your doctor's going to tell you no. But the whole idea, I guess the idea was sweet. I'm going to try to look at the positive side. So the positive side was there was this woman that was
Girl woman?
I don't know, like I don't know what age where the threshold is.
We'll hyphenate it.
I'm assuming she was definitely above 18 if she's getting some sort of plastic surgery. So anyways, she had a flat chest and she was self-conscious about it, and she dreamed we were her favorite band, and she dreamed of us signing her boobs, but she didn't have boobs, so she wanted us to be the first to sign her boob, and it was a saline package that she was going to get implanted. It was sweet. It was, and that's me looking at it positively, but it was a little bizarre. We signed somebody's teeth once.
Oh.
Remember they kept rubbing off?
Teeth one.
Yeah.
People.
Oh my.
The name Travis has 6 letters,
People
and
are
those are the
hilarious.
6 main teeth. And then I just feel like it would be like, a little
Yeah, a little weird.
tangy. With as crazy as they've been, they've also been incredibly awesome. We get drawings of ourselves and our family and things that are important to us that are just the most incredible drawing you've ever seen. They're like really, really, really talented artists, and they're just doing it for the fun. And so like we'll end up putting them in our bunks so that we can, remember. Coley and I are both dads, so I should say that. So anytime that somebody comes with like a painting or a picture of like his son or my daughter, it's like really special. We're so far away from home, and it makes it feel like we're right there.
Those don't get sent to the tour manager to be discarded.
No. Those stay with us. Yeah.
Actually, we got bobblehead dolls of ourselves, replicas of each of ourselves, that my son carries around the house.
Oh.
as his
He
daddy
does?
doll.
Dude,
Yeah.
Kinsley loves it.
He loves
So
it.
they were the poppy dolls. What are those
Yeah.
dolls called? The pop dolls?
Pop dolls? Pop dolls.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, they're pop dolls. Anyways, she like made our hair, made
So-
like sideburns for you. She
So
drew
cool.
tattoos on the
Wow.
arms. They were exactly like us, and my daughter does the same thing. She carries it around. She goes, "Dad."
Yeah.
Oh.
So cute.
That's adorable.
So we do get really, really awesome gifts, and then also some weird ones.
Sounds like it.
So both sides of the spectrum. I love this first album.
Well, we've been speaking about the first album, but there's also a new album coming out called So Far. But I feel like it's such a big secret because there's not a lot out there about this record. So what can you tell us about it?
Okay, I'm going to give every secret for this album.
Do it.
For this album. So Far is a way for us to put out a greatest hit. So we have put out 5 albums.
But you don't like the term greatest hits.
I hate the term greatest hits because it signifies that the band's over. We also historically have named every single record with an S. So our first record was self-titled, second was Smile Kid, third was Sunshine State of Mind, fourth was Somewhere Somehow, and fifth was Strange Love. Even our EPs were the Secret Valentine EP and the Stripped EP. So when we were talking about doing like a mashup of everything, just kind of getting ready for people who were going to come to the show, like here's the songs that we typically play more than not, let's put them all on one record. We were like, okay, and the label's like, okay, so like greatest hits part 1. I was like, what, part 1? Part 1 of how many? Like, what do you mean? And so I was like, how about just like these are the songs so far? And right when I said it, I was like, yep, that's it, so far. But it's essentially just it's like a mixtape of all the songs that we really love and a couple demos that never came out, just to kind of put out more content for the fans. And then this year, which is 2017, we are releasing our sixth. It's a tough word to say. Sixth.
You got it.
Studio album, which will be named something with an S. But what I can say about it is we started doing all the demos for it, and we're going to try a new approach. There are lyrics and song ideas that we thought would not be good to introduce to our fans because we thought it would be like kind of incriminating ourselves in a way that like, you know, maybe people look up to us, and we wanted just to be completely honest. So there's a lot of lyrics that talk about like, you know, drugs, sex, and rock and roll, but it's very, very honest. And you know, we kind of played around with the idea of the album being called Secrets because these are all the secrets from the band, and this is us being as transparent as possible because we think that our fans deserve it.
As scary as that might be, you guys have always been so honest with your music, so I feel like your fans will definitely appreciate it rather than,
I hope
you know,
so.
go
Yeah,
away from it.
and I think so too. I mean, and even if they don't, you know, that is who we are. So it's, you know, we can at least feel proud about saying like, hey, this is who we are.
Well, I just want to do a little quick fire round with the two of you, so whatever comes to mind first, all
I
right?
love this first album. Well,
the answer for every single thing.
Yeah, no, I got this. I'm horrible at first round like fire questions, but
we'll see how you are today.
okay.
All right, first one. What's the
Shrimp!
wallpaper on your phone?
Sorry.
What's the wallpaper on your phone?
Ooh.
Well, at the moment, generic one because I had to reset my phone today, so I haven't. It would normally be a picture of
Oh, there it is.
my child, but right now it's the generic wave.
Okay, ready?
So I don't even have my phone with me.
My daughter
Oh.
has the best mohawk in the world.
So cute.
This was bath time. I gotta hold that closer. Go.
Nice.
There it is. Sorry, and I also broke the microphone at the same time. And then my lock screen is me holding my daughter
these are
up.
just the sweetest photographs.
Yeah. Let's see yours.
My
Do you have-
phone.
do you have a
it's in
view of
my-
your son?
But no, I had to reset my phone.
Oh,
Fix the
so
picture,
it's
yeah.
what is it? Just like waves.
It's just like the blue
Yeah, the
standard
blue screen.
wave that comes
So
with
for the
it.
record, I have my daughter and my wife,
No.
and Coley has waves.
Just a bad father. Just a bad father.
For the
The
next
secrets you'll find out. No, he's actually a great father. I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way.
My
We're
phone
awesome
says
dads.
it all.
for the next one, who would you love to see in concert that you've yet to?
Coldplay.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen.
No one left?
Um.
What if we switched it to Dead or Alive?
Oh, Dead or Alive.
The
I mean,
Doors.
I would have loved to see Bob Marley.
Okay. And what's the worst or most boring job you've had?
Man, I'll just. I worked at Chili's. I was a dishwasher, and I used to make songs out of the dishwashing machine because you would push the dishes in, and it would go, hey, hey, it made this horrible, like, god awful noise, and I would just just be sitting there and be like, I'm sitting in a dishwasher, you know. I would just write all these songs to this
Yeah.
horrible thing, and I would turn around and like the manager would just be staring at me like, what are you doing? Like, just wash the dishes. But I was like the resident like psychologist. So people would come back and they'd be like, my boyfriend's just like not listening to me. I was just like, well, maybe are you projecting on him? Maybe you're not listening to him, and maybe it's a two-way. And I would start doing it, and she's like, okay, you're right. And then somebody else would come and be like, dude, Table 9 just being really obnoxious to me. I'd be like, just let it go. You know, it's something that they're dealing with. I'm like, thanks, man. So everybody would come in, talk through this like little tiny window that you had to like squeeze through. And yeah, I was like my job's therapist, so I think that was probably the worst job ever.
Mine was I worked in a darkroom developing school pictures for 8 hours a day. And it wasn't a red room like you'd think. It was a black room. And you had to feel around and put these rolls of school pictures on these giant belts.
Your eyes always looked like they were on drugs.
Miserable. It was the worst time of my life.
And how long did you endure that?
Maybe 2 months.
Okay, and how long were you at yours for?
I endured mine for like 8 years.
Yeah, no way.
I was a dishwasher. Oh, the best part about it, I'll tell you this. Okay, so I was a dishwasher for probably like a year and a half, 2 years, until the band got signed. It was like the last job that I had before the band, quote unquote, made it. I told everybody in that Chili's, like all the managers, I was like, I'm gonna be, in a band. I'm gonna sing, like. In hindsight, it's like crazy to hear somebody say that wasn't doing it at the time, and they were like, yeah, whatever. I remember we got signed. I came back a year later. We had a song called Check Yes Juliet that was huge on the radio. It had sold 1 million copies. Our name was everywhere, like all over MTV and Much Music. Like it was our time. It was like, and it was 1 year after that it all happened. I came back to that same Chili's to eat there, and I think it was like an ego thing. I think I just wanted to go in and be like, I told you. But when I got there, there was only like 2 people that were still the same that were working, and they were 2 people that I actually liked. Like they were cool.
Okay.
But I just wanted so bad. I think that's what every kid wants. Like, oh, if you say I can't do it, and then I do it.
You want to prove everybody.
Like I want to find you and say, hey, remember when you said that I couldn't do this thing? Here, just sit down. Do you have a minute? I'm gonna show you all the shit that I did that you said I couldn't.
Google my name.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like that's all like an ego thing, and I try not to let that carry into my life. But it's tough when you're like as a ginger growing up, you get made fun of a lot, and I think that's where it stems from. It's like. Now the people that made fun of me, I was just like, I still have red hair, and I'm proud of it. And did you see me on TV?
He loves his first album.
I love our first album.
I feel like the most important question is, are you surprised that your first single didn't go hoo 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 hoo?
Yeah, that's actually our new single. So
sorry, it's coming off
no.
the new S record.
No, because you know what it was? It that sound, whenever I hear it, maybe that's just kind of the sound that like those big industrial dishwashers make or whatever. But that sound reminded me of that hatred of that place. So I was like, yeah, I could never bring that into.
But you love.
I'm happy now.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever hear that sound again. Not that I don't ever want to dishwash. I don't mind. I dishwash at home, but I'm saying like that sound would bring me back to a bunch of unpleasant memories.
Well, just to wrap everything up, is there anything you want to leave with all of your fans who will be viewing the interview? Any parting words?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be nice, one, to say thank you, but if you're a fan of We the Kings, and you know how grateful we already are of you. But, a lot of our fans always like us to switch the interview. So what made this your favorite interview? Well, yeah, I mean, it's just it's kind of a thing. What made us your favorite band to interview? I remember you saying something about that. So what was it about Coley and I's charm that made you just really, think that this was the best interview ever?
Well, first off, I need the mics my way.
Yeah, oh my God, I'm a horrible host.
That's the first point. That one as well. Just there we go.
We were just talking about ego, by the way.
I would have to say that We the Kings are one of the best bands to interview just because of your charm. So thank you for joining me.
Very
today.
Political answer. You are staying for the show?
Yes.
Okay. If you could see any band play with We the Kings, who would it be?
I mean, because we were talking about them just before the camera started rolling, I think a badass combo would be We the Kings plus Steel Panther. Oh, man. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, in my head, here's what my head just did. So I was like, okay, whatever she says, this is me conversating with myself. Whatever song or artist she says, I was like, let's cover it tonight and surprise her. You just happen to name one of the most talented bands ever, and I have to play guitar and sing for the band. Which is like no easy feat, to do.
I'm not changing my answer though.
No, I know, but no, I don't want you to change your answer. I'm just changing the fact that we're definitely not playing that tonight because it's just impossible. And that's just an ode to Steel Panther because they are great, and I wish we could tour with them. Take us on tour. I've seen you so many times. What? Is that weird? Can we cut that part out? I love our first album.
I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. I'm sitting so close to you now. You made us turn like against like you, and now I'm like
what did I
using him as like a lazy boy recliner. I love it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And remember to everybody viewing, you can visit us at amusicblogger.com for all exclusive interviews, features, videos, and so much more. See you next time.